Welcome to SOS Media, your number one source of the latest news, opinions, and in-depth investigations that dig deeper into today's developing stories around the globe. Joe Budden has received a vicious tongue-lashing from Tasha K after he apparently decided to shelve the interview they did together out of respect for Cardi B. Tasha K, an outspoken media personality, jumped on Instagram Live on Saturday, September 23 to share her brutally honest feelings about Budden, who she dismissed as all bark but no bite. Joseph Anthony Budden was born on August 31, and he is an American media personality and retired rapper who first gained recognition as a rapper with his 2003 Top 40 single Pump It Up, and as a member of the hip-hop supergroup Slaughterhouse. In 2018, he retired from rap and found success as a broadcaster, having a much-publicized run as a co-host on Everyday Struggle for Complex. He currently hosts the Joe Budden podcast, which is released twice a week on Patreon and YouTube, and State of the Culture on Revolt. He has been described as the Howard Stern of hip-hop. Now, Joe Budden has gone on record and expressed remorse for his previous critique of Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion's new single Bongos. On the latest episode of the Joe Budden podcast, he together with his crew agreed that they liked both the video and performance of the upbeat song at the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards. The former Slaughterhouse MC then clarified that he wasn't addressing Cardi when he complained about an unnamed individual ignoring the 9 million nice things he says, and only acknowledges when he says something negative. "I don't click on things when they can hurt me emotionally," he said. "Cardi is my girl, and so I wouldn't like to bear that hurt. And I wouldn't have been saying that directly to Cardi because I connect with her," he said. "I was talking to a few of you other people, but now I have to address the Cardi issue," he added. Joe also said he understood why Cardi was upset at his comments about Bongos, and that there was plenty of room for a gray area when two people don't communicate directly, which is the case with him and Cardi. Joe Budden's spat began earlier this month when the latter trashed Bongos by saying it sounded contrived and like a science project cooked up by artificial intelligence. Shortly afterward, Cardi B issued a response on Instagram Live and claimed that Budden's gripes with her go beyond just music. "I just feel like he has an issue with me," she said. "And it was beyond the critique of Bongos. It's just you inviting people who said the rudest and nastiest things. When are criticized, you get so defensive and you want to clear it up." Tasha K began by saying she wanted to be interviewed by the former Slaughterhouse during the promo run for her upcoming comedy show to support for black media, specifically, a platform that is not afraid to allow the truth to come out but still remain objective. The pair apparently sat down for a lengthy tell-all interview on the Joe Budden podcast, during which she bodied the New Jersey native Cardi B and his co-hosts, but she claimed Budden has since opted against releasing it. "I now understand why nobody wants to get involved with Joe," Tasha K said. "Joe is all bark, but no bite," she added. "He says he is going to do something but then ends up doing something else. I bodied each and every one of those black men to the point that all of them said we were winos after they were done," Tasha continued. "I sat outside and I had a conversation with this black man. I said, you know what's sad? Is that we cannot as black media stick together for the betterment of the people. And he was like, black media will never do it. And now, he's literally owning up to his own words." The Unwind with Tasha K star continued tearing into Joe Budden by saying his judgment is being clouded by BBLs, referencing Cardi's cosmetically enhanced looks and bringing up her past domestic violence allegations. "I honestly regret sitting down with him and giving him that one interview that would shake social media so bad that it shook his not real self, in that lace shirt with his belly sitting over him, that he did exactly what the barrel told him to do, because just like every other black man who are scared of paying bills," Tasha K vented. Cardi B sued Tasha K back in 2019 for what she believed was a malicious smear campaign involving several false statements about her, including accusing her of having herpes, using a beer bottle as a toy when she was a dancer, and so more. Cardi B was ultimately awarded more than $2.5 million in damages and another $1.3 million in legal fees when a jury sided with Cardi last January. For her Chapter 11 filing, though, Tasha lists having only $95 in her Chase bank account. Tasha is currently requesting that the Bodak Yellow rapper consider a more reasonable payment arrangement while her bankruptcy proceedings roll on. As for Cardi B and Joe Budden, Their spat began earlier this month when the latter trashed her new single Bongos by saying it sounded contrived and like a science project cooked up by AI. Shortly after that, Cardi issued a response to Budden on Instagram Live and claimed that his gripes with her go beyond just music. Then earlier this week, Joe the podcaster expressed remorse for his comments about the song and said butting heads with the Bronx bombshell hurts his heart. Budden also addressed his since-cancelled interview with Tasha K during the episode, saying that he owed Cardi B an apology and that he wouldn't release the interview. "We did it, we got to it and I'm wrong," Joe reaffirmed his stand while rubbing Tasha K the wrong side. The most interesting aspect here remains the tantalizing fact that it seems Tasha K is always very interested in beefing with whoever she wishes irrespective of the possible repercussions. I personally had thought that the YouTuber had learned something from her legal problems with Cardi B, but that seems not to be the case. We also absolutely know that bloggers can be promoted by controversies that attract an online following, but the challenge always comes in determining when enough is really enough. One can actually enjoy the following while going overboard, and this can subsequently have a grossly negative impact on one's livelihood. We are always contemplating on who comes next in line and what efforts they will gather to fight back. We can also recall that mid this year, R. Kelly's lead attorney Jennifer Bonjean advised R. Kelly to stop having more interviews so they can appropriately prepare to sue government. Most speculators have linked this statement to the possibility of suing government over the BOP officer who stole R. Kelly's confidential information, and later sent it to Tasha K, who in turn divulged it to the general public through the various social media platforms. Meanwhile, R. Kelly is currently being held at a federal prison in Granville County at the Federal Correctional Institute in Butner. R. Kelly, through his attorney Jennifer Bonjean, appealed both his New York and Illinois sentences, and the appeal processes are currently ongoing. R. Kelly was found guilty on Sept. 14 in a trial here in Chicago of coercing minors into alleged criminal activity, but acquitted of attempting to obstruct an earlier investigation. He was already serving a 30-year prison sentence when the trial began. He was convicted in federal court in Brooklyn last year on racketeering and trafficking charges and subsequently sentenced to 1 more year in federal prison atop the current 30 years he is serving on a separate federal sentence in New York. With an articulate lawyer such as Bonjean, we hope all the misinterpretations of the law, the injustices that have marred the trials, and the unfaithfulness exhibited by most of the witnesses will bear a bearing in revealing the truth and innocence. We would love to see R. Kelly regain his deserved freedom, get back to his family, and also hope that he gets back to the studio to give us the best of music as he has always done. Thank you for watching today's video brought to you by SOS Media. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, please subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you never miss any of our videos. Also remember to leave your comment about today's topic in the comment section below.